Okay, hello everybody. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I decided to make a video of my ride down the Trans-Pantanal highway, and you can tell from the quality of that overlaid title that, boy, we sure do mean business today. So where are we? We're in the state of Mato Grosso, Brazil. The Pantanal is a tropical wetland, and this little road runs from Poconé to where it dead ends in Porto Joffre into the Cuiabá River. So through the gates we go, and away we ride. So up towards the north of the park, the road is really pretty smooth, and a lot of the bridges are made out of cement. Indeed, in this one, I think I had enough speed to get a little bit of air. But that's not really the best thing to do. When you get to these bridges, it's nice to just slow down and take a glance at all the wildlife. So many mammals, birds. But the one thing that there's definitely the most of are jacare. So here are the jacare. They're a member of the alligator family, and I honestly saw thousands and thousands of them during my ride through the Pantanal. So there are 122 bridges in this stretch. The Trans-Pantanal Highway is about 150 kilometers. That's 90 miles or so. So there's more bridges than there are miles. It's really interesting. So the further you go, the more the quality kind of degrades, but also the better chance you have of seeing wildlife. And again, each bridge is a good opportunity to slow down and really take a good gander around. At this one, I think it was that I saw the first time I'd ever seen a capybara in the wild, coming up right here. This is the largest rodent in the world, native to South America. They can grow up to 100, 150 pounds. Really interesting animal. They're good swimmers, also really fast, as I found out later as I was trying to sneak up on a pack of them. But yeah, fun to see all the different animals in this area. Yeah, the bridges were interesting. You kind of have to pick your route ahead of time and hope you picked a good one. Sometimes I would actually stop the bike, walk down the bridge, kind of test out individual planks to see if I was going to fall in or not before choosing my route. Sometimes the planks were just held in with one nail on each end so they could actually rotate, which is not the best feeling when you're riding over a pond full of alligator-type creatures, but we've had worse experiences on this trip, that's for sure. So the further south you go, the more kind of wetland the environment gets, as you can see here. We are in the driest of dry seasons, August, when I'm going through here, so normally this water level would be even higher. But the dry season is what kind of allows the animals to really pack together, so August is a great time to see wildlife. I ended up stopping way too much to take pictures and took my time, and you can see that I'm losing daylight here, which is definitely not a good thing as you're going into the Pantanal. So pretty sunset and everything, but I wasn't super happy with my situation at this point. Next up is, I think this was one of the last bridges to get into Porto Joffre. So Porto Joffre is kind of interesting little town. There's a hotel and then pretty much just a bunch of little shacks. In trying to find my camping zone, I went through this road that was actually closed and ended up getting high-centered. So I was stuck in the dust, in the dark, in jaguar country, and had to figure a way out of that. So, but I learned that if I tipped the bike on its side and pulled the back wheel around, then lifted on the other side and tipped it the other way, eventually after about 20 minutes I got myself unstuck. So pretty much just a regular Tuesday night for us, no big deal. We made it to our campsite and met this guy named Juca, who's a local there, just knows everything about the area and just has a real passion for it too. So he built these little cabins that you can put a tent up inside. Just a great guy, really had a good time talking to him. So next morning we were back on the road and trying not to fall into holes. Once again, this was the very, very best time to be on this road, and right here you can see the evidence of how deep these ruts get when it's in rainy season. So I was very glad I was there when I was. It's not just these like tropical type fauna though too. A lot of the area is actually cow pasture. So it's kind of an interesting mixture. You see all these alligators and capybaras, and then it's, oh, here's just some random cattle in the road.
Oh, go the other way.
So the teams that maintain this, they honestly do a really good job. You can see in this clip, this grader can only get by because he's pretty much taking the low road where he wouldn't be able to make it over this rickety old bridge. But for being a dead-end road in the middle of nowhere, honestly, the conditions were pretty good. I can't complain. Oh, please fall in. Please fall in. So the jacare, another interesting thing is that they pretty much sit completely motionless. So you can see in this one, dozens and dozens of them, but not a single one is even twitching. So you could replace them with rubber ones, and dumb tourists like me probably wouldn't even know the difference. So a little different perspective looking up from one of the old dried ponds there. And here's another good reminder of why to go slow and to take your time on this stretch. And here's a good example that it's pretty much every species has an issue with their kids playing in the street.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I wanted to see how close I could get up to a jacare, and this one had kind of nerves of steel. That's as close as I felt like getting. But I wasn't the bravest mammal. A little while later, I took my favorite picture the whole time. This capybara just chilling on this island of jacare. Just the look on his face, something about it just really made me smile. So here we go back out of the gates. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you kind of enjoyed this little different format today. Thanks for following along, and we will see you next time.